Bitcoin holding above the $61,000 mark as the market gears up for the launch of the first Bitcoin futures ETF tomorrow. So does this launch clear the way for more names to enter the field? Let's get to Kate Rooney for more on that. Hey, Kate.
Hey, Melissa. ProShares ETF may be the first to market, but it probably won't be the last. There are a group of similar futures-based Bitcoin ETFs waiting in the wings, and they could go live by the end of this year. Tomorrow's ETF debut is from ProShares. It'll hold Bitcoin futures contracts on the CME, and we have Invesco with a similar application in the works, VanEck and Valkyrie as well. Those are all on the watch list. And while ProShares may have a slight advantage as a first mover, it may only be by a couple of days or a couple of weeks, and that leaves those other names to compete on fees potentially, or even things like brand awareness. The other big name to watch here, Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust. It's the world's largest Bitcoin fund, with about 3.5% of all global Bitcoin supply in that fund. It's been the main on-ramp for investors like Cathie Wood, for example, to get exposure to crypto. Grayscale confirming today that it does plan to convert that fund to a spot ETF eventually, and CEO Michael Sonnenschein telling Squawk Box this morning that he expects competitive pressure going forward, and they stand ready to reduce fees. But one other big thing analysts have been watching, the Grayscale discount. It used to be a premium, but it's been trading at a discount, a roughly 15% discount to the price of Bitcoin since earlier this year. That's been blamed on a 6-month lockup period of initial investments in that fund. Holders aren't able to redeem shares and react to Bitcoin's market price in real time. Sources have been telling me the traders in some cases are buying Grayscale, betting that that spread would collapse if it is approved as an ETF, and they're using it as sort of a way to buy Bitcoin at a discount. Melissa.
Kate, thank you. Kate Rooney. Karen, we actually have talked about this in the past, that discount. I'm wondering what your thoughts on that is. Seems like it would have to close. It would have to trade at par at some point if it's going to be an ETF that's reflective of the price.
Right. This is the kind of thing you and I talk about, actually, the GBTC discount, right? I mean, in its prior life, before there were other products, it actually had that premium when Bitcoin was in a frenzy, and people would pay over, which never quite understood. But I don't know how easy it is going to be for them to convert. But at the discount here, it's practically as wide as it's been. I think 21 or 2 is as wide as it's been. I think it was 18 today. So I don't know. Kate mentioned maybe people buying that. Can you short the future against it and see if that spread narrows? That would seem to be a not super risky bet, but you'd have to, it sounds like, hang on to your GBTC for a while. I think this size of this discount is interesting.
Yeah, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something investors just need to pay attention to in terms of the tracking area associated with some of these things that aren't actually owning the cryptocurrency. I think that's super important. If you look at the past year, Bitcoin up over 300%, Grayscale up a little less than 200%. So there is going to be a massive difference when you're not actually holding Bitcoin. I think that's important. There'll be less of a difference in a futures ETF, for example, but still, you're not owning Bitcoin, so I think that's important to know, and it's not going to track the spot price. Again, I think the holy grail is an ETF that invests directly in Bitcoin. I think this is a step in that direction, but we're not there yet, and the timing's uncertain. So in terms of the narrowing of that discount, the timing is uncertain there too.